It's possible to have lots of money and not love money. There's nothing wrong with having lots of money either. After all, doesn't Jesus truly own all the riches of the world anyway? Unless you're passing out the collection plate, you don't have to say that. How can Albert Einstein be the smartest man who ever lived? Christ was, since he was all-knowing. You're going to belittle Einstein on top of it. The only person who is better than you is Christ. To believe otherwise is a lie. Did he just say that he thinks he's better than me? But it's okay because I'm better than him. We're all better than each other, which means no one's better than anyone. Except for Christ. He's better than anything possible. It's almost like he's impossible. That's why you can do anything you want. Seriously, if you want to be a singer and you can't sing, you can sing in other ways. Just look at Pitbull. And besides, you may want to sing because it makes you feel beautiful and others like your singing. Well, other activities, like helping others, can also make you feel beautiful and can make others like you as well. Smiley face. Stop giving me life advice when it's obvious that you don't even know what the hell is going on. It's all just paragraphs. It's like this man wrote this on this insane drug trip. You may think others are laughing/smiling in a helpless situation, and you may think they're insane. However, realize that there is a heaven where no problems exist, and no suffering and death exists. In a sense, it does not matter if there's a lot of pollution on the earth, as long as we go to heaven for eternity. Yeah, fuck it! Drill and burn, fuck the world. That's God's way. Nobody is insane. It's possible for God to give people good feelings, a sense of security, realization about things, etc. A person who is just sitting there, smiling at nothing, is not insane or retarded as the devil would want you to believe. Whatever frequency your brain sends out, the same frequency is attracted to you magnetically. What you put out comes back from a physiological, scientific standpoint. By the way, science is bullshit. When you emit a frequency, that frequency comes back. The genie in your Aladdin's lamp is your brain. Magic exists! The genie is you! Your wish is your command! Sandwich. 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 Maybe I should be more specific. Philly cheesesteak, oh, steak, cheese whiz, sauteed onion, bell pepper, sliced beef, hot bun. Liar. When you put out a frequency, the law of attraction says it must come back. Oh, so they were starting to float in Philly and coming down to Texas, but they didn't make it because I didn't think hard enough or long enough. Feel good. Define what you want. I did define it. Believe you'll eventually get it while realizing the how will be made clear in the future. Be blissfully happy, smiley face. If others think you're retarded, that's their view, and realize that they may only think it because it's the only view they've been exposed to. Who raises their kids and says, now little Johnny, you're going to meet a lot of people out there, I just want you to know right now they're retarded. There you go. And they might choose to be miserable / view people in a negative way on purpose, which is sad. Sad in a non-judgmental way. How? It's like saying you're hot in a non-attractive way. Law of attraction breaks all physical laws. It is a physical law. So that's why it looks like strange phenomena. Serendipity. Who would have thought that would have happened? Miracles. Eye-opening. Magic. Luck. Luckiest person in the world. What a coincidence. Smiley face. Who cares about the grammatical errors related to comma placement? At least he realized it. Who would believe that just happened? Boy, that's a miracle. When it works. Not to imply that it sometimes doesn't work. But then you're not supposed to mention it if you're trying not to imply that. It kind of makes your stance look a little silly. Where the fuck was When Kaiser Permanente tells you to do things differently to challenge your brain, realize that doing the same thing again and again and again challenges your brain as well. No, it doesn't! Oh! When you get used to something, you just do it. Doing it again and again and again is not a challenge to your... Remember, facts are almost always opinion. Including what I say. He gives a small bit of truth in to try and validate the rest of the bullshit. Please tell me how to change the oil on my car again. Remember what Jesus said, "Blessed art thou who believe, but have not seen." Yeah, blind faith. Best thing to have. All this evidence you're talking about? Hey, you just fucked everyone's blessing up. They should have believed without evidence. Apply this to believing you'll get what you want in your life / want to see happen. For example, you can wish that the world would see the other side in science and be exposed not only to the evidences for evolution, fake evidences, but also the evidences against evil, real evidences. I would love to see this man get caught in a dark alley with Arn Ra. Much of what we call science is not science. It's just a philosophy of naturalism. Not everything on the news is true. Obviously, for example, in the movie District 9, okay, if movie names are supposed to be underlined instead of put in quotes, I apologize. This guy was turning into an alien, and the lie that he had sex with an alien was spread. Actually, he did not have interspecies sex. Interracial sex is sex in the same species, so that's okay. Being a member of the same species means that you can reproduce with them. However, the dad also supposedly told that guy's fiancée, wife, certain things to try to protect her from harm from him. But that view is philosophical in and of itself. Not to down that philosophical view, but I think you get it. What did any of that have to do with the news or science? It was a shitty movie! Oh, God. Same paragraph. realize that when you hear about something and you instantly believe what you hear without even realizing that it might be false, you are prejudiced and your thinking is messed up.
Take your own advice.
Messed up! You should always challenge every single thing you believe in. So why do I believe in what I believe? Well, time to shit on this previous sentence. It feels good, and it might be the truth. So much for actually objectively looking at it. Fair answer. I trust in Jesus Christ not because I know that he is the way, truth, and life. I do so because I believe by faith. And the funny thing is, once I believe by faith, Jesus reveals himself to me. No, it's not my imagination. I can actually feel his presence, believe it or not, and I felt his presence coming down at least twice from the sky. One time, it occurred when I was driving, and it was so real that I was actually moved to tears. If somebody calls you paranoid for questioning everything, don't mind it. Have you ever heard of the God helmet? You can, put chemicals and certain electrical impulses in the brain. It makes you feel like there is another presence in the room. Sense God. It's entirely chemical. But, yeah, anecdotal evidence. Gotta love it. You will realize that a lot of truth is not truth at all. It is possible that you could be believed by billions to have committed a horrible crime, even if you have never committed that horrible act. That's why we have courts and trials and things have to be proven. But don't let that discourage you. Only the truth matters in the eyes of Christ. Anyways, even if you suffer and die. So much for believing. Suffer and die. That's it. One technique used to convince others that what they are propagating is the truth is to spread it using many means. He doesn't do that. He just repeats the same shit over and over again. However, just because it is in magazines, books, textbooks, in the newspaper, etc., does not prove what they are saying is true. Can you imagine what would happen in the world if people who controlled these outlets wanted to propagandize / train / convert the world? It would look like Fox News. It would work now, wouldn't it? Preventing one side of interpretation of the evidence is training people, not educating people. So yeah, that now remind me why you want to take evolution out of school and put creation in it, and have creation be what's taught in this and that and that and that, and shove the Bible down people's throats and everything in every way possible, and why this is the fucking 8th paragraph, page of this one paragraph, and you're still rambling on about the same shit. Instead of watching porn, masturbating, and looking and imagining false realities with Megan Fox. Why Megan Fox? Do you like Megan Fox, sir? But why Megan Fox specifically? Because I don't care for Megan Fox. You can search for images and items on Google such as koala yummies, billion-dollar house / home, etc. You can also reread your favorite novels and enjoy them in a different way because you are a different person compared to the last time you read those books. Especially if you practice thinking the same thing again and again and again and again. In high school, I was interviewed along with another fellow Christian. I talked about a personal relationship with God, and she talked about some other Christian things. Interestingly enough, we came out on Apache News. Well, what came out on Apache News was a guy who said there was evidence for evolution. Talk about selective news sharing. Right. This is getting so fucking... I swear, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish it. I'm not gonna be beaten by this guy. Positive thinking is sucks. Can you imagine what... wait. Okay. Satan thought for a long time, how do I explain to people that the world made itself? He then came up with the Big Bang. Or we were trying to figure out why in the redshift, which is the oldest light in the universe, everything seemed to be getting smaller and smaller as you went back further and further in time, and came to the conclusion that there was a singularity. But that was Satan. You need to feed your brain every day, just like you feed your tummy. Tummy. You don't need to watch porn/lust all day. You can watch the same Lamborghini video on YouTube again and again, and it will be different every day for you because you will change it every day in person. Oh God, give me the porn. Even great movies that you've enjoyed in the past can be enjoyed again, and it will be a new movie to you because you are different. What am I really trying to say? Do something else besides porn if you want, and don't think negative thoughts. Remember, anytime you feel bad, you're having a negative thought. If I'm typing something again, it's for emphasis and not because I'm retarded. Was someone talking to him while he was typing these things? Fuck. Just remember that just because evolution is being pushed in movies, propaganda, such as Transformers 2, doesn't mean it's true. And just because a bunch of scientists get together and agree on something doesn't mean that that's what scientists believe in is true. That doesn't mean that what the scientists believe in is true. For fuck's sake. How many times do you have to acknowledge you're an idiot and still say idiotic things? Realize that you only know the person's actions, not their motives. When a person kills a person and you think why that person killed them, you think of why that person killed the person, or think you know, realize it's just your opinion and what you think may be false. Also, be sure to realize that Christ can also reveal the truth to people. However, it may be true that you have to take all things, including the veracity of revelation from Christ, by faith. Fucking goddamn. Oh God, he's talking about a Kent Hovind again. Hey, guess what? We're still on the same paragraph. According to Kent Hovind, in one of his videos, it is a threat of a lawsuit that prevents people from teaching creationism. You said that in the... The teaching of creation in public schools has always been legal. However, one of the real reasons is fear of the consequences. Like breaking the law. However, good consequences should be what teachers are thinking about when they teach creation, not the bad. Remember, what you really, really, really want, you will get. And what you really, really, really don't want, you get that too. So, when I was a kid, worried sick that I was going to be pelted by a meteorite and die, and I really, really, really didn't want that, and I was thinking about that constantly. Why didn't that happen?